أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Peace be with you. In this explainer, we're going to be exploring a few verses from the Quran that on the surface seem to be about charity, but when you look closer, they're actually a really profound test of something much, much deeper.
You know, the source material we're looking at today suggests something really powerful. It says that the biggest veil between us and reality isn't some complex philosophical idea. No, it's the simple, constant feeling that we own things. My wealth, my time, my life. This whole explainer is really about gently confronting that very illusion.
So the Quran has just laid out this incredible reality, that God sustains absolutely everything, that nothing and no one stands on their own. And right after that, it presents us with this gentle but honestly very decisive test to see if our hearts have truly taken that in.
So this is the central question we're really being asked to sit with. When we say my money or my time, what do we actually mean if the source of everything is one? This isn't just a philosophical game. It's being presented as a kind of spiritual diagnostic for our hearts.
Okay, so how does the Quran start to unravel this deep illusion of ownership? Well, it doesn't begin with a command or a rule. It starts with a beautiful, powerful image, an image of multiplication. Let's dive into the first parable.
This verse just completely reframes how we think about giving. It's not framed as a loss, not at all. It's presented as this unseen organic growth. It's hinting that reality works on principles that are way beyond our simple linear math. Giving, in this light, isn't subtraction. It's like a seed you plant in a divine economy, and it yields a harvest we can't even begin to calculate.
And here is the crucial point. This incredible 700-fold multiplication isn't automatic. It's conditional. And the condition has everything to do with the state in which we give. The physical act itself is almost secondary to the spiritual etiquette behind it.
So the Quran uses two very specific Arabic terms here, man and adha. Man is that subtle, or sometimes not so subtle, act of reminding someone of your generosity. You know, remember when I helped you. And adha is causing any kind of harm or injury in the process. These two things, our sources explained, are like a poison. They expose the ego hiding inside our good deeds, and they can completely cancel out the act itself.
This verse really highlights the priority system we're being shown. The idea is that preserving another person's dignity is actually more valuable than material help that comes with even a hint of humiliation. A kind word, an act of forgiveness. In this economy, that can be a higher form of charity. It's incredible.
So after showing us this path of sincere, multiplying growth, the Quran presents this devastating counter-image. It's an act of giving that looks fantastic on the outside, but is described as being completely hollow on the inside.
Wow, I mean, what a powerful parable. Just picture it, a smooth, hard rock with just a thin dusting of soil on top. It might look green, it might look fertile, but there's no depth. And that heavy rain, which could be a test in this life or the reality of the Day of Judgment, it just comes and washes away the whole performance, revealing this barren, lifeless rock underneath. The deed had absolutely no roots in sincerity.
You know, the great commentator al-Razi just summed up this state perfectly with this phrase, ظاهر العمل دون أصل. It's the outward appearance of a good deed, but with no foundation, no root. It's all for show.
And to make this contrast even more vivid, we're shown two final parables, two gardens. Now, these aren't just stories. They're meant to be mirrors, reflecting two potential states of our very own hearts.
And here, the two paths are laid out so clearly. You have the first garden, the one rooted in sincerity. It's described as being secure, on high ground, totally resilient. Heavy rain makes it yield double, but even a little mist is enough for it to thrive. And then you have the other one, the burnt garden. It represents a lifetime of effort that, because it was rooted in the desire to be seen, is just wiped out by a fiery whirlwind right at the moment of greatest need. A lifetime's work, gone.
Now we're going to shift a little, from the outer meaning to the inner one, the batin. The Sufi master Ibn Ata'illah gives us this profound, piercing insight. We think we own our wealth, but our hesitation, our reluctance to let it go freely, that actually shows us what really owns us. Our attachment becomes a chain.
Al-Ghazali actually has a name for this state. He calls it spiritual narcissism. It's when the self, our nafs, insists on being present, on being seen, even in an act that's supposed to be purely for God. We give, but our ego is whispering, "Hey, look at me, I'm the generous one." It's such a subtle but incredibly dangerous spiritual disease.
So this is all fascinating theory, right? But the crucial question is, how do we make this real? How do we move from just understanding these parables to actually living them, to embodying this sincere state of giving? Well, the sources offer some very practical guidance.
Let's start with a little personal reflection. Just ask yourself this gently. What are you afraid you'll lose if you give? Is it your sense of security, your status, your comfort? The answer to that question points directly to where your heart's attachments really lie.
And here's another one to ponder. After you give something, whether it's money or your time or just some help, do you truly release it? Or is there a little accountant in the back of your mind that keeps a mental ledger, tracking the good deed, maybe waiting for a return, or even just a thank you?
So here are a few simple, actionable practices we can draw from the source material. First, try to give something today, anything at all, in a way that absolutely no one will ever know about. Second, offer a kind word in a situation where material charity isn't even possible. And finally, this is a big one. After you give, just watch the ego. Notice its desire for recognition, but don't feed it. Just observe it. Let it pass.
And here is a beautiful remembrance, a dhikr, to help internalize this whole lesson. Allahumma inni la amliku illa ma a'taytani. It means, oh Allah, I own only what you gave me. Repeating this, letting it sink in, it just gently reminds the heart of the true reality of ownership.
Let's just pause for a moment with this beautiful prayer, this munajat, that really summarizes our journey here. O giver of all that I claim is mine, free me from the illusion of possession. Let my hands release what my heart clings to, and make my giving a path to you.
This explainer was compiled with deep gratitude by Mir Ali Shah, who is a fellow seeker sharing through the Living the Wisdom of the Quran platform. And we humbly ask for forgiveness and acceptance for any errors, including any AI-related mispronunciations.
So what do we take away from all this? Maybe that giving is less about diminishing our bank account and much more about diminishing our ego's illusion of ownership. But now, after redefining what true giving is, the Quran turns to the one thing that corrupts this entire divine flow, usury or riba. And that's exactly what we'll explore in our next explainer.